Bill, what I did is I asked AI to pick where is the best place to live in Florida. And I wanted to see what it would tell me. And the answer surprised me. It really, really did. It's not like the common places, oh, go to Sarasota or go to Miami or something like that. But I gave it some rules.
Okay.
So here's some of the rules I gave it. You know, a clear goal, simple score, find the best overall value for everyday buyers, not just luxury move. So I didn't want to pick, you know, like I want to base it on what is affordable for people. Okay, weigh affordability, safety, weather, school, healthcare quality, basically what a normal person is. Because if you have a lot of money, you know, you can pretty much go anywhere you want.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
And I really told her to emphasize on affordability. You know, Florida's typical home value sits around 378,000 according to Zillow, the value index. Cities with lower purchase price and stable rents scored higher.
Okay.
Because that's a really important
Yep.
issue, okay? Here's another one I'd say that it has to consider. Jobs and stability, next. A model that boosted metro areas with employment in diverse industries. I didn't want just hospitalities. I didn't want to just say Orlando with Disney, you know, a little bit of everything.
Okay.
So I gave it that. And I wanted it to look at unemployment too for that area. Safety trend, okay? Because who doesn't want to move to an area and be safe?
Right. Of course.
Okay. So statewide crime has trended down in multi-decades low. I didn't realize that. I did the crime statistics, okay? Cities with improving trends nudged a little bit ahead of the other ones.
Okay.
So now I had to go into insurance and flood risk deal breakers. High homeowners premiums are growing. Flood exposure could knock a city out. Areas with moderate risk and inland buffers gain points. Because listen, there might be something might score really good in an area, and then what happens? It gets flooded. Insurance is $12,000 a year,
Right.
and it knocks it out. Okay. Now another thing that's really important to people is schools and hospitals. You know, seals the deal. Okay. Strong public schools and top hospital access could be a tiebreaker. Family-friendly amenities to commute, ease, also bumped up the score.
Okay. Cool.
So those are the game rules, okay?
right.
I know it was long, but you have to know. So what I tried to do is encompass everything into one package and see what it says.
All right.
And it surprised me. In the meantime, stay till the end because it's really crazy what how AI picks that area. Because if you consider subscribing, it really does help out the channel. And if you need a real estate agent anywhere in Florida or the United States, my phone number is below and the link below. All right. Let's go back to the stats real quick, okay? Typical home value, 378. Orlando unemployment rate trending about 3.9% as of July 2025, okay?
Okay.
Like I said before, Florida crime rate has fallen to historically low levels. And I think it's because we had a booming economy.
Okay. Yep. Yeah. That makes sense.
All right, so here are the finalists of what AI came up with. Miami, okay? Gorgeous. And I'm giving you the reasons why, then comment. I'm going to give you the reasons why it's saying that it picked it, okay? Gorgeous coast, global culture, but a higher buy-in rent pressure. Typical home value is $577 as of 2/20 as of this year in
Yep.
Zillow. $577.
Yeah, it's Miami, dude.
It's Miami, but it meets a lot of the other criteria. You admit it's a very big place that people want to trend to.
Of course it is. It's the beach, you know. And even if you're not in Miami Beach and you're on the more on the mainland side, the environment there is completely different. There's a lot of money there to begin with,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know about so much industry. I mean, I've only vacationed down there, but it's a fun place to go.
I looked at the stats, you know.
And there's definitely a lot of money in that area. I mean, you got Miramar, you know, in that general vicinity. It's just that's the part of Florida, you know, even from Naples, you know, you got Ormond Beach, all that stuff down that way. It's just a higher end area, period.
It is, but here's the next one that it picked, and again, it played by the rules, and I looked at the stats. Tampa Bay. Okay. Pro teams, new jobs, more inventory lately. We could talk about that. Leverage for buyers. Typical Tampa value of a home is 372, according to Zillow.
I don't know how you got to that, but okay, that's fine. I'll give it a.
No, that's what it said. It says, according to Zillow, that last thing was the Tampa
So that
typical
would,
value.
I would say they got to that probably because that's what's been the majority of things selling,
Right.
not the higher end stuff. So that's where we're getting to an average again.
Right.
That would make sense if Zillow's calculating it that way. That would make sense.
But do you agree with that assessment? Like, I think Tampa Bay, okay, not Tampa itself, you know, obviously including Tampa, but Tampa Bay, it really does encompass a lot of benefits.
Of course it does.
We got City Walk, we got beaches.
Yeah, like you said, sports teams, industry, big industry too, not like little stuff. We have huge corporations here. You know, a lot of tech industry stuff here too.
You know, a lot more than just hospitality here too. Like
we're
you said,
not just hospitality. I mean, that's a tiny little speck of what we are.
great fishings, golf. I mean, we could do a whole thing on it, but I agree with Tampa Bay.
Yep.
Here's 2.3 what it picked. Orlando, inland, lower surge risk, diversified economy, family amenities, which is obviously true.
Of course.
Typical value, okay, and what's been selling is 376,000.
Mm-hmm.
Orlando, for me, it's too landlocked.
Well, that's I mean,
that's for me.
For you.
Yeah, but it's just, and traffic is too much for me there because I think traffic there is worse because here's my opinion on traffic in Orlando. A lot of out-of-staters, people from all around the world go to Orlando.
Right, and you got to remember, there's more than just Orlando.
I know.
Like it's like saying Tampa. You know, like Orlando, the greater Orlando area. Because if you're just looking around the parks, your house prices are a heck of a lot more than 376,000.
Okay.
So you know what I mean. So like you have to look at when you're looking at an area, you've got to look at the generalized area, not just close to the parks.
Well, this I think is
because that's
just
insanity by the parks.
Yeah, this is actually just picking this actual cities.
Yeah.
Okay. So 376, I did look at some of the stats there. It makes sense. But for me, so many people fly in there and it's not their fault. They just don't know where to drive.
Yeah. Well, it's a huge tourist destination.
Yeah. So
period. You got the parks.
Yeah.
And they got, even if they're coming from the outskirts into the Kissimmee area, you know, and where the parks are all at and such, they're still lost.
Yeah, like when I was in Ireland, you know, I rented a car, steering wheel was on the other side. I thought the right lane was the slow lane, and then I got tons of people beeping at me.
Because you're in the wrong lane.
I'm on the wrong lane. It has to be the left lane is the slow lane. How do I know?
Right, you don't know.
I don't know.
Makes sense.
2.5, where to pick. Sarasota, Manatee, okay? Lifestyle A+, retirees love it.
Yep.
Higher price than Jacksonville, lower than Miami, typical value, 413,000.
Yeah, I mean it's Sarasota. Sarasota is not just beaches either, but you're close to the beaches. But you've got like Lakewood Ranch and all those other areas, and those are a much higher price point. And it definitely does still attract more retirees there.
All right, but this is what it's saying now. You tell me if you think this sounds good. I know you don't have your stats in front of you, okay? Market, okay, let's look at everything in content, okay? Inventory search in major Florida metros. Leaning more of a buyer's lane, okay? Miami, 9.7 months of supply. Orlando, 7 months of supply. Tampa, 6.3 months of supply reported. That's according to an article in New York Post, according to this.
I don't know, because I don't know if that's at 9-something months in Miami. Is that including condos? I would think at 9-point-something months of inventory, it's probably including condos, but I could be wrong. I don't know. You know, but here we're about 6.3. That makes sense. That's more residential townhouse, not necessarily condo. So I don't know how they got there, you know.
But
their
all
stats.
right, so since you know this area, buyer's market, neutral.
But what do you think? You tell me. Out of all the conversations that we've had,
I still say it's a
6.3. No,
I still say it's a buyer's market.
Well, at a 6.3 months of inventory, what have we learned?
No, it's a neutral market.
Are you sure?
No, I say it's a buyer's market.
It's been a buyer's market before we've had this conversation. 5 months is middle of the road.
Right, but some people, I
school
had other people on there like, no, 6 months is still a buyer's market because they're mixing condos in there too.
Right, but I mean, even with single family homes, we're at roughly upper 5s and 6s for inventory. So
let's talk about the winners, okay? Okay, the AI, I said, hey, okay, AI, who's the winner, okay? So Greater Orlando focuses more like Lake Mary, Winter Springs, price to lifestyle value.
Yeah.
Typical Orlando home, like we said, 375. So it picked Orlando as one of the big winners.
That makes sense. Orlando's a hot area.
It has job stability. Okay. Unemployment around 3.9% as of July 2025.
Okay.
Rent there won't wreck your budget.
Yeah.
Average Orlando rent is between $1,950 and $2,000 year over year.
It's not bad.
Nope. Insurance and inland buffer. Don't forget, we're on the coast. That's what's,
Yeah,
it
it's a
kills
big difference.
Yeah. So inland reduces storm surge exposure and coastal markets. That's huge.
Yeah.
That's huge, because insurance over here, some places are perfect to live, but once you get to the insurance, it doesn't. Okay.
Right.
Schools edge out. Okay. Seminole County Public Schools consistently top ranked in Florida. I didn't know that. They have some of the best schools in Florida.
Interesting.
And hospital access. Advent Orlando ranked #1 in Florida, 25 to 26 by U.S. News. For families and retirees, that's a heavyweight advantage. If you're a retiree and you need good care, Orlando is the winner.
Okay.
All right, Bill, we got that behind us, but we need to talk about what to watch out for. Homeowners insurance, it doesn't matter that you're in Orlando, you're still paying the average is between 5.8 and 8.8 thousand per 300,000.
Yeah, and people think because you necessarily move somewhere, the insurance companies are going to make their money one way or the other.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just giving you an average. Now remember, in Orlando, you also have some very expensive areas.
Oh, yeah.
So don't think that just because you're in Orlando, all the houses are 375, 400, 500,000. So when you're doing averages, if you've got multi-million-dollar homes, which you do have a lot of in Orlando, that's going to bump the average up. So just keep that in mind. Same thing here.
Yeah, I actually looked into it, and they said on a typical $300,000 home, but they're saying the whole point of this article is if you get hit on the East Coast or the West Coast
They're
by
making
hurricane,
up their money.
They're making up their money. And flood, okay, policies still average $865 a year in Orlando.
That's not bad, though.
No, it's not, because even though they're not on the shore, we still have rain floods like we had in Sarasota.
Yeah, floods are floods. Just remember, there's a difference between tidal surge floods and flooding.
Mm-hmm.
This is the difference. So this is why you saw during this last storm, you had the surge flooding, and then a week later you had additional flooding from the storm. That was because the rivers crested and things of that nature. So as everything drained off and from the marshes into the rivers that go out to the Gulf, everything started to crest there because of the amount of rainfall that we had.
Right. So, and the other thing too is even if you're buying in Orlando, expect to hold on to it for like a few years before you could even break even in this market.
Yeah, please don't make the mistake and think that you're going to buy a house and in 2 years sell the house.
So, and the other thing too is Orlando's really big with HOAs, and a lot of their fees and their insurance rates are going up. So you got to be really careful. It doesn't matter where you are in Florida when it comes to HOAs.
Well, yeah, because most of the new communities, they're planned developments, they're going to have an HOA.
All right, so I said, hey, okay, outside Orlando, give me some areas. I said, okay, Lake Mary, Heathrow, master plan field, A-rated schools, business park nearby, great I-4 access, strong single-family resale demand. Okay, Winter Springs, family amenities, parks, new builds, established streets, consistently high school rating, community events. Again, verify all this information. This is what it came up with.
Yeah.
Okay, Winter Garden, Horizon West, newer construction, town center vibe, Trails Lake, easy access to 429, good for newer HVACs and roofs. So like they're saying that since everything's new, it's pretty good. Orlando City, College Park, bungalow charm near downtown, walkable Main Street, mixed price points, watch for older roofs and electrical. You go there all the time.
Yeah.
It's pretty like that, right?
Yeah. It's everything's. They've got their own little towns, but I mean they've built it that way. It's a different layout than if you're used to like Pinellas County, Pasco County, where they're just houses. They're more subdivisions there.
Yeah.
It's nice. I like the layout better.
Baldwin Park, Orlando City, planned community, mixed use, lakes, strong amenities. Okay. condos, townhomes created for entry price options.
Yep.
All right. Longwood, value buys versus trendier zip codes. Good shopping parks, quick hop to Advent Health and major employers. So here's some quick stats, okay? Seminole County Public Schools ranked #1. Advent Health, like we said, was great. The average rent we talked about, that's a big thing. Okay, runner-ups. All right, we got to, I know, okay, AI picked Orlando, but let's talk about runner-ups, okay? Jacksonville, best for budget-conscious buyers who still want coastal living. Tampa, best for young pros, families wanting sports, culture, and airport access.
Yeah, it makes sense. It's easy to get around. We have two big airports here, and quite a few professional sports teams.
#3 runner-up, Sarasota Lakewood Ranch, best lifestyle for amenities if budget allows, because the prices are a little higher there.
Oh, they're definitely higher there.
Miami, best for high earners who value the coast, culture, international ties. But you better have some money.
Yeah, don't think you're going to move there for $375,000 and live in Miami.
Space Coast.
You're going to be on the outskirts for sure.
Space Coast, Brevard County, Melbourne.
Yep.
You know, best for aerospace engineers, careers, good beaches. It is. Austin moved there just so he goes surfing.
Yeah, I love it over there. Different lifestyle though.
Yeah, Panhandle, best for military retirees wanting a slower pace, emerald waters. You know what? I've been there once. I remember the waters, but they're saying some of the most beautiful waters are in the Panhandle. You know, like beautiful waters and stuff. But sometimes I feel like the hurricanes like go towards the Panhandle all the time.
I'll let everybody do their own research on that one.
It just feels that way sometimes.
It's not necessarily just a feeling.
Anyways, so the winner is Orlando. That's the big winner. So tell us what you guys think. Do you think AI was right on the money on this one? In the meantime, if you like this kind of content, consider subscribing. It really does help out the channel. Watch this video right here. I picked it out just for you guys. And remember, consider subscribing. It really helps. And leave a comment. I do reply to the comments. Thanks, and have a great day.
Thanks for watching. See you on the next video.